Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Sri Ramakrishna is singing songs one after the other. And again, I drink no ordinary wine, but wine of everlasting bliss. As I repeat my mother's Kali's name, it so intoxicates my mind that people take me to be drunk. We see many poets entering into ecstatic state by looking at beautiful sceneries and would spontaneously write or utter words of appreciation and what they feel as poets. Here, Sri Ramakrishna is showing the same thing. There it is intense feeling. Here it is intense love. Feeling belongs to heart. Love also belongs to heart. When external influences, the response to the external influences is emotions, feelings. Instead of these external influences, suppose the influences themselves come from inside. It flows out as love. Worldly love is external influence trying to pour out the love. Love is manifestation of the Atman. Love and time doesn't belong to this creation. Time appears with creation and dissolves with creation. Love is independent of creation, which flows from the existence of a person through the heart. It is from inside, infinite, it is flowing out, is love. When it is focused on the world, focused on any object of the external world or a person in the external world, its apertures close down because the object of love is impermanent and it is not stable. It has its own nature and karmic load. It fluctuates. It sometimes shows love, sometimes doesn't, sometimes dislikes, sometimes tolerates, sometimes expresses love. It is fluctuating, and with all that, it disappears one day. The object itself disappears. Be it love, or a vehicle, or a person, they all are perishable things and impermanent. So the heart understands, its aperture closed. When it is universal love, the heart opens. When it is divine love, this universal love, loving all with equanimity itself makes the aperture open up. It becomes like a loudspeaker horn. But when it is divine love, loving God, the eternal, unchanging being, pervading all things and giving existence to all that exists, when it opens, when love flows, it flows in torrents, breaking all the limitations. It is like opening a dam, holding the waters. If the dam is blasted, the water gushes out, like that divine love gushes out. This love makes man not only intoxicated, unconscious of the external world. He enters into Bhava Samadhi or deep Samadhi. So this state Sri Ramakrishna is expressing the love as the wine. I drink no ordinary wine, but the wine of everlasting bliss. As I repeat my mother's name, Kali name, it so intoxicates my mind that people take me to be drunk. And again, another song. It continues, dots are given and left over. And again, can everyone have the vision of Shama? Is Kali the treasure for everyone? Oh, what a pity my foolish mind will not see that truth, see what truth is. Even with all his penances, rarely does Shiva himself behold the mind-bewitching sight of Mother Shama's crimson feet. To him who meditates on her, the riches of heaven are poor indeed. If Shama casts her glance on him, he swims in eternal bliss. The Prince of Yogis, the King of gods, meditate on her feet with vain yet worthless Kamalakanta yearns for the mother's blessed feet. In Hinduism and as religion, as spiritual basis, and in spiritual world and in philosophy, the feet is considered as the most precious thing for the devotee. Because one thing is, when we bow down, bowing down itself is an attitude of surrender. Bowing down. How low I can come, so high I feel of the object, and how I can minimize my existence to be open to receive that grace. Even the slightest ego resists the divine grace. What actually resists the divine grace? Divine grace, Sri Ramakrishna is all flowing and ever flowing. It is like a strong breeze. It is flowing. It is like a continuous shower. It's showering. But suppose we go in the shower with an umbrella. Everywhere water is flowing down, but water is not touching me because of the umbrella that I hold over my head. Ego is that umbrella. When breeze comes, the favorable wind comes, it doesn't push. Very little it pushes the boats that are floating, but whose mast has been raised. The cloth has been spread. It carries with all force it carries. It rushes to unfurl the mast and to close down the mast. What a difference. The humility, the surrender, attitude of self-surrender is the mast, the unfurling of the mast. when you unfurl, whole air you are capturing. Otherwise it floats off over the boat without pushing the boat, because boat has its own resistance to float on the water. So this humility is the one thing that catches the wind and moves itself. It is a grace. To receive the grace, there has been humility and absence of ego. So that the umbrella has to be dropped off when the rain comes, when the favorable wind comes. You have to unfurl the mast so that you keep moving. Because you are free. The rest of the things are done by divine. So the feet of gods and goddesses, which are manifestations of the divine, in a way that it can reach us. So these I can contact in and through these forms the absolute existence, which is the source of all that exists. Just like I have a cell phone, mobile, I can contact anybody, anywhere. It is not that person, common for everything, everybody. I can contact anybody. Similarly, these Indian concept of manifested divinities are the in and through which I can contact the real. Though it looks like, what is all this? Many times for the modern brains, in which the grooves of the world and worldly logic is already formed, they cannot think something transcendental, something beyond mind is there. But without transcending our mind, we can never know anything about the transcendental realm. We need to grow to that level. This is the most important part of our existence. So the feet are considered. When you lay your head on the feet, that is the lowest part that you can touch of a person. It is the lowest level you can go to, where you are dissolving your ego, you are surrendering your ego, and you are surrendering your 5 organs of senses. Pancha Jnanendriya. When the head belongs to, head contains brain, which is the seat of mind and intellect. Head contains the 5 sense organs, which can perceive this world. The ego will be there as long as the senses and mind and intellect are there. When you sleep, all these are not there. Waking ego is dissolved. So I want to dissolve my ego. I want to dissolve my ego and give myself entirely to the divine, unconditionally, without any reserve. That is love. To love is to give yourself unconditionally forever. So this the devotee wants to make. So feet are considered as the most sacred place where they can lay their head and be free. Lord of the universe, the Divine Mother who controls the whole universe as Mother Nature, when they take care of a person, what more anybody wants. So remember the feet of the Divine Mother. And that's why they contemplate on feet. Can everyone have the vision of Shama? But to have the vision of God in any aspect, in any form, ego must be zero. Is Kali's treasure for everyone? Yes, it is for everyone, provided they are able to surrender or destroy the ego and give themselves entirely, unconditionally to them. Oh, what a pity, foolish mind will not say the true. What is true? These simple things, surrender the ego and be yourself at the feet of the Lord, is not there. The surrender. Even with all his penances, tapas, rarely does Shiva himself behold. Shiva is the important, inseparable companion, as if, of the power, Shakti. The power of the consciousness, the Chaitanya and Chit Shakti, they are inseparable. Shiva. The one is static aspect of existence, one is dynamic aspect of existence. Existence, pure existence. World exists, this exists, that is, I exist, you exist. This existence, independent of objects and forms, existence, I and my existence. My existence is different from I at every level. In each level of consciousness, I changes, my existence remains. In waking state, I identify with body and say, I am this body, but I am not this body. But I have an existence which is identifying with the body. In dream state, I identify with the dream body and say, I am the dream body. I is changing each time. Identity is changing. But I am not the dream body also. But I say I am divine. But my existence remains even in dream. When I go to the deep sleep, existence remains. I don't perceive anything. My existence is continuing. When I transcend the causal body also, when I enter the second stage of deep sleep, and the three aspects of my bodily existence, gross, subtle and causal, has dissolved. I am myself independent of all that. Then my existence is there. Existence is there, independent of the three bodies and independent of the nature. So this existence is different from my bodily existences. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Gross, subtle and causal body. Now, this existence, the universe exists. The existence, the chair exists, its existence. This existence has two aspects. Pure existence. One is absolute existence, one is relative existence. And then I have my individual existence. The third one is absolute existence, the Brahman, the universal existence, the Ishvara, and my individual existence, the Jivatman. So this existence is being taken inseparable. My existence is inseparable from body as long as I have a body. As long as I have ignorance, I have, whether I'm with body, physical body or not, my subtle and causal body continues. After my death, my subtle body and causal body is going to move from this body. Physical body is going to be destroyed. Till I get enlightenment, the two bodies will continue to exist. Any number of bodies I take up, The software is going from one body to another body, from one computer to another computer. And this dissolves, this also dissolves when I get enlightenment. So these two inseparable, when there are two, one is adhara, one is adheya, they are inseparable. Now, when all the three bodies go in enlightenment, still I have my existence. My existence alone is there. Shuddha Astitva. I am Brahman. I am Atman. That identity is there. My existence. I got back my lost identity. When I get enlightenment, my identity, I am going to regain my real identity. Till then, I am passing through waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. So, when I lose my identity, I am in one of the waking, dreaming, or deep sleep state. When I get my identity, I have entered into the transcendental realm, Turiya Avastha. Apart from Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, Turiya I have entered, and when I come back, I am in a state where I am seeing the divine everywhere. And it's called Vyutthana Sthiti, deep sleep, dream state, waking state. I am now passing through. After I enter into Samadhi, one more Turiya state I am going to reach. Another, after enlightenment, when I come back, another state, which is constantly make me be witness of all the three bodies at all times. And it's called Vyutthana Sthiti. So Jiva has 5 states as long as he has body, with enlightenment, as enlightened soul. The waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and the Turiya and Vyutthana. So here, inseparability. What a pity my foolish mind will not see what is true. Even all his penances, inseparability is there. Still, the Chaitanya doesn't understand. Chaitanya is enlightened. But when the body is attached, it limits itself to the bodily level. Any amount of, I do any amount of tapas, this and it is the external bodily existence cannot illumine the spirit within. Spirit is illumining the body. Body cannot illumine the spirit. When an identity other than my spiritual identity is there, when the Absolute appears as the Lord of the universe, it can no more illumine the Absolute, though it is one with it, inseparably. Absolute can identify the cosmic. The mind-bewitching sight of Divine Mother's crimson feet, the tender feet of the Divine Mother, the crimson feet, the crimsonness of a lotus. Lotus is identified always with the Chaitanya. It's an object which is free from attachment, like Akasha, space, Akashamiva nirlipta. Look at the lotus. The Akasha cannot be seen. Space cannot be seen. Air itself cannot be seen. We can see the objects in the space. I can see every object. I can't see the space because space doesn't reflect light. In night, you put a torch. You can see any object. You can't see the space. If the light could illumine the space, you can't see any object. It passes through the space, light if you put, it passes through space without illuminating the space. When night comes, after sunset, the rays of the light, the sunshine is passing through on either side of the earth. Sun is there on the other side. On all sides, light is passing. It is not falling on me because I am on the other side of the earth. But by the side, all lights, I cannot see the light at all. Sunlight at night. It is passing through on all sides of the earth. I can't see because it doesn't illumine the space. If any object comes within the rays of the light, sunlight at night, which is passing on all sides, now sun is there, earth is there, I am here. I can't see the sun. It is dark for me. But sun rays are passing on either side, like a funnel. But I don't see the space. If it could illumine the space, I would have seen space all around. Suppose those space become some objects, suppose like water, paper, something is there, immediately it illumines. The various hues form. Otherwise we don't see anything. Space cannot be seen. That is the only blessing with which we are able to see all other objects. So this, just like that, is the lotus. It doesn't get stained. It lives on the mud below. The dirt and everything is there. Kichad is there. In that the lotus, in that pond, the lotus is emerging out. Lotus leaves are spreading on the water. Water cannot wet it. On the lotus leaves, if you put water from the pond, like pearls, they flow away. If you put on the lotus petals, it flows away without wetting the leaf or lotus. That's why, like Chaitanya, Akasha's first manifestation itself being common to that and this, the beyond and the universe, that itself is not able to get stained, or to speak of the Chaitanya. So that Chaitanya is important thing to see. Now, it is not going to get the same feelings are there. It represents, like that the lotus feet of the Divine Mother represents the pure consciousness. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.